are back with Jay Strautman. Jay, hello. Welcome to
Hello.
Crowdfundr Thunder.
Thanks so much for having me.
I am so excited to talk about your project Contact. But before we get started, I would like to remind folks that we are giving away some prizes from our incredible partners. So if you are in chat, make sure that you are signed up for the prize, because after Jay's interview, we will be pulling the first prize, which is a $25 gift certificate to Gemmed Firefly. Gemmed Firefly is a luxury comfort apparel and home goods nerd store focused on original content with a high priority on quality and affordability for helping customers express their lifestyles. You can learn more about them at gemmedfirefly.com. And later on in the show, we will be giving away 3 free courses from the Storytelling Collective, an online learning program for independent creatives and storytellers. Join an amazing global community and get support for your tabletop game project through Storytelling Collective's RPG Writer Workshop. More than 12,000 people have taken our program, and we look forward to welcoming you. Learn more at storytellingcollective.com. All right, everyone, make sure that you post exclamation mark giveaway in the chat so you can be considered for these amazing prizes. And in the meantime, the main event. Jay, will you please give us an introduction and to both yourself and your Crowdfundr project?
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, I'm Jay Strautman. My pronouns are they, them. I am a non-binary musician and TTRPG nerd based in Toronto, Canada. I wear a lot of hats. I am a professional touring bass player. I tour internationally and across Canada. I co-host, edit, and score an actual play podcast called Planet Arcana. And most recently, I am a game designer and I'm crowdfunding on Crowdfundr my debut game, Contact. Contact is a tabletop storytelling game about alien communication through tarot and song. And it was also my submission to the Anamnesis Jam. Anamnesis by Sam Lee hugely inspired this game and was also one of the first indie tabletop games I ever played. So that's me. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Oh my gosh, I love Anamnesis. I love tarot inspired games.
Mhm.
So that is super cool. There is, though, because Anamnesis is a game where you draw inspiration from tarot cards, but there is another of Contact that I just think is so interesting. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So in Anamnesis, you recover memories by drawing tarot cards, and you receive prompts through minor arcana and then answer them through major arcana. So I have taken the same sort of principle in which you receive prompts through minor arcana, but instead of using the major arcana to answer the questions, you instead interpret them through songs. And the songs come from a playlist that you make with your group at the top of the game. So it's a bit of a spin on the mechanics. Well, I think it still keeps kind of the heart of the game, but it's a different way to interpret or receive an interpretation, I suppose, from the prompts that are given. And all the prompts are obviously alien themed instead of, recovering memory themed.
That is really cool. What what is the inspiration for using playlist creation and music as sort of the gameplay mechanic for making first contact with aliens?
I'm a professional musician, like I said. So part of it is that I feel connected to music in, a significant way. The other part of it is that being a professional musician, I spend a lot of time in vans. And I really wanted this year to think of a game that didn't need a lot of equipment, pieces, that kind of thing, didn't need a lot of setup, was just sort of something that you could literally play in a van with your friends. And at first, I was just making playlist generators because I thought that could be like a little thing that I could sell, just a standalone. But then I'm really obsessed with alien stories. I feel like alien content is my favorite. I am always seeking out new movies to watch about aliens. And I would say the biggest content that's inspired this game is Arrival, even down to the font of the title. I really like how in Arrival, the contact from aliens, without spoiling too much, is a bit more uh, okay, I really don't want to spoil it, is a bit less antagonistic than a lot of traditional alien contact stories. And so I really wanted to design a lot of prompts around what a different kind of contact could look like. In all of my playtests, they were heart-wrenching, beautiful stories. I mean, one was literally a love story, and the other one was we found out in the last act that the aliens were contacting us to tell us that they tried to help us and they failed and that they were sorry. So it's
Oh,
yeah, it's been when I play Anamnesis, that game hit me very hard emotionally, and I wanted to hit that same beat, and I think that I achieved it. I have found that this game it can carry a lot of emotional weight and breadth. So, and I think that's aided by the fact that you're using your own music and you're so familiar with it. So, in a really long roundabout way, that's why I chose music as the main mechanic.
I love that so much. It also reminds me of that story of, I don't remember if it was NASA, but some space involved organization broadcasted across the universe into space, which I think is just like, might
Right.
be up there on one of the most human things humanity has ever done, in my opinion.
Totally.
I am going to pull up your campaign so we
All right.
can take a look at it over here. Um, so yeah, you have funded, and how. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's amazing. So now that you are funded, is there something that is next? Do you have stretch goals, or what's next for the campaign?
So this is this is my debut game, and this is also my very first crowdfunding experience. So I wanted to keep it so simple. There are no stretch goals. There are really no other perks other than buying the game. There's your name in the credits, of course, and I have a high price perk where I'll make you a playlist, which is just basically people are buying that to support me, which is awesome. Also, I can't wait to make them playlists. Very excited about that. But yeah, I really wanted to keep this so simple because A, I wanted to be able to deliver, and B, every step of this journey, crowdfunding and making a game, every step is new to me and I'm learning, and it's very intense. So
Yeah.
yeah, so no stretch goals. Basically, the more that it gets funded, the more copies I can sell, and then the faster I can get to making my next game, which is really my goal, which is not super broadcast on this page. But like a lot of indie creators, I mean, when you crowdfund something that they're making, you're not buying the product, you're investing in their career. So that's very much the case for me. So crowdfunding contact basically helps me make the next game.
That is honestly the best reason to support a creator. And that's a great line. When you contribute to a product, you're not just buying the product, you're funding their career. That's
Mhm.
a wonderful thing to keep in mind. And I mean, your campaign page is gorgeous, and
Thank
the
you.
the concept is amazing. So I'm so happy to see that it's funded. Um, yeah, so congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
Um, I have a fun question for you. Now that I've seen,
Ooh.
when I was scrolling through, I saw that folks were bringing up some of their, touchstones for the project, and I wanted to know, Jay, do you have a
Mhm.
favorite alien? Who is it?
Ooh. Okay. This is tough. I really like the aliens in Arrival. I really like the Trill from DS9 Star Trek. Oh boy, this is hard. I love basically the entire I mean, I love world building in Mass Effect. That's a really nebulous answer, which I don't think should count. Boy. Yeah, that's a tough question. I don't think I could choose just one, but I
Just
would
one
say
name.
my biggest inspiration are those cephalopod-esque things in Arrival. I really, really enjoyed that.
It's a great. Those are some really really great touchstones.
Mhm.
Um, so this is your debut game. This is your first crowdfunder.
Mhm.
Um, first campaign. I wonder, I know that you are right in the middle of it right now, but for
Mhm.
folks who, are maybe thinking about taking a step into this industry and putting out maybe their first creative product, do you have any advice or a lesson that you might have learned along the way?
Yes, start way sooner than you think you need to.
Yeah, uh-huh.
I it really there's way more work than you think there's going to be, and the problem is not the problem, but the challenge that you might run into is that you can't anticipate what work that's going to be. You will find it along the way. That was the challenge that I ran into was every time I did a task, it presented three more tasks. So I had a hard time planning around what I needed. I worked tirelessly from mid December until February 7th when I launched, getting it ready. And then my next piece of advice I would say is really prepare yourself for the mental game of presenting your project to the public and then asking them to deem it worthy financially. And just
Yeah.
be ready for how intense that is. Even like I'm very, very grateful for funding. I will say that I implemented a lot of mental health strategies before I started to get ready for this, and I'm very glad that I did. One of those things is taking notifications off Twitter. So, yeah, can't recommend
Wow.
that enough, I would say.
Honestly, even if you're not crowdfunding something, just I don't know,
Mhm.
delete your Twitter account. Uh,
Agreed.
I did notice. I think like like an hour after you launched, you were like, "Okay, buy my game, goodbye." You just like left Twitter, and I was like,
I
"That is
literally
so
did.
smart."
I went for the longest walk. I went and bought myself a box of donuts, and then I came home and I watched TV all day, and I really tried hard not to look at the page until that night. So, would recommend doing that, I would say. Take the day off. That's my biggest piece of advice. Don't do other
Take the day
stuff.
off. Oh yeah, that agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. When we were crowdfunding O Captain, my creative partner, uh, I asked him, I was like, "Do you want to be on the call when I hit the launch button?" And he was like, "I'll be at work." I was like, "Why are you going to there on this day? What are you talking about?" And he did
On
end up
this day.
taking the day off, but
Good,
it's
good.
like, how are you going to focus on
Yeah.
anything? So I'm
Yeah.
glad you got that walk in.
Mhm. Mhm.
So you told us a little bit about your favorite moments in playtesting, but do you have maybe a favorite design moment, like a moment where something clicked for you or that you were really excited about?
Ooh, I'll say that it's not necessarily a design moment, but something I'm excited about. There's a part in the game that I'm really excited to hear about others' experiences when they hit this part. The game is played over three stages. The first stage is making the playlist, like I said. The second stage is receiving your prompts and interpreting them through the playlist that you've made. So this sort of builds up who the characters are. And by the way, I haven't mentioned this, that you don't bring your characters to the game. You find them out in the first act as you're
I
playing.
love that.
Yeah, so it's kind of fun to first of all, it means no one has to prep anything. Everybody can just go in not knowing anything about it. Um, you will find out the characters that you're playing. You will find out more about what the aliens are trying to convey to you and why they've chosen you to deliver the message to. And then the third stage of the game, the final act, is when you respond to the aliens. So this can be done one of three ways. The first way is that as a group, you select a song to send back. The second way is that each of you select a song and then talk about why your character or maybe you as the player chose it to send it back to them. And the third way that I really want to hear about people's experiences is you write a song to send back to them. And something that I'm working on right now is like the final part of the game. I'm looking at introducing some mechanics that will support people to write a song. Because, like I said, I'm a professional musician. So I just wrote in a line in the game that's like, write a song. Don't worry about it. And I realize that might not be super approachable, and it might be a little intimidating for people. So I'm looking at creating some mechanics that will help you write the song at the end to send back to the aliens. And then when you do, you should post it on Twitter and you should tag me, and I'll turn my notifications on for it because I really want to hear it.
That's wow. That is so cool. I would be very, very intimidated if a game was just like walked up to me and said, "Write a song now." So I'm
Right.
very, very excited to see mechanics for that. I do want to pull this up right now, and I want to do it. Let's do it this way. Oh no, just missed it. Well, I noticed that you got a donation, and there was the little pop up. So we got a subscriber, or not a subscriber, but a patron, a backer. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank
I didn't
you.
catch your name, but yeah, when you stay on a page on Crowdfundr and someone backs, you do get like a little pop up notification. So that was cool. So
That was
exciting.
great. That also brings me to 69 subscribers. So thank you and nice.
Nice. Thank you and nice.
And
Well,
nice.
Jay, we are about out of time. Is there anything else you would like to share with the audience before we do that giveaway?
Yeah, I mean, check out Contact, but also check out all the other amazing games that are crowdfunding, especially on Crowdfundr. There's so many cool zines, and my wallet is screaming because I want them all. So definitely check out indie games. This is the best month to do it. Everybody's releasing something, and they need to be funded. And if you're here and watching and you haven't bought any zines, go and do it because indie creators need you.
Truer words have never been spoken.
Right.
Well, Jay, thank you so much for being here with us today, and we are going to get the next guest, and where I'm about to draw the giveaway. So stick around, everyone, and I will see you very soon.